Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast in Game 1 in a series between Th000 and Zhouxixi. Th000 spawning as the blue human player on the top left-hand side of Echo Isle. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, we have Zhouxixi spawning, Zhouxixi spawning as the blue night elf, Th000 spawning as the red human. Human versus Night Elf in this matchup. No big surprise there as the game does get underway. Gonna go ahead and speed this up to the 2-minute mark to get things going as we are most likely gonna... Are we gonna see a Mountain King? I don't know. Let me just go ahead and check that. It's gonna be an Archmage versus a Demon Hunter most likely. 9 times out of 9, it seems like. No, it's not gonna be a Demon Hunter. It's gonna be a Tavern Hero. So Tavern Hero opening here on Echo Isle, and we'll see if it is a Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger, very, very strong hero, as it does allow for a very powerful opening with those skeletal minions. But Quill Beast could also be in store as well with the Beastmaster, as the Archer is going to go ahead and pick up a Panda. Okay, so Zhouxixi completely throwing things upside down for me, opting to go for a Panda instead of the typical ranged hero, and that means that the Panda is going to open up very strong against Footmen. However, the problem is going to be how Th000 reacts and responds to this particular opening, and you see that he's actually teching to tier 2. So a fast tech to tier 2 instead of going for your typical militia clear over here on the bottom left. And what we may be seeing is a tower attempt, because normally the human player does try to go for a fast expansion on Echo Isle. The Panda is a very, very solid opening because of the early number of Footmen. If the Panda can get off a Breath of Fire, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire combination onto all of those units, that does make a very big difference. All right, a beautiful Moonwell position there as the Panda now more than halfway up to level 2. That Troll Shadow Priest will need to heal back up. Did pretty much drain a Moonwell completely in order to stay alive there, as the Panda now doing a little bit of chasing against these Footmen. Footmen now looking to back off. Meanwhile, there is one scout farm in position off to the north. That will be a very difficult farm to take out, as it is not open enough to really attack it with any sort of tree. So that scout farm could be sitting there for quite some time, as an Ancient of War is now down over here. All right, Footmen actually taking a lot of damage. Not quite sure why are they just sitting around getting pummeled with arrows. That was a really, really poor decision there, as we may be seeing that again. All right, the archers could have just all shadow melded and hid themselves to launch a volley of arrows to that poor Footman and take them down. All right, damage is now starting to rack up on all of the units. Archmage now comes back around, going straight after the Troll Shadow Priest. Now that Troll Shadow Priest down to 186 hit points. And are we going to see a Footman now fall? Oh, yes, it does fall there, and down it goes. Meanwhile, the Troll Shadow Priest now needs to figure out a way to get back. All right, is the Archer? Yes, heals in time. And this Moonwell has to be the MVP of the game so far, keeping these an Archer and a Troll Shadow Priest alive, as you now see that the Footmen are now running back here once more. Panda sitting at level 1, Archmage is sitting at level 2, and there goes a Water Elemental with Abolish Magic. This is working out well, but the Moonwell count for Zhouxixi is rather low. I am wondering where that additional Moonwell is. I see 1, 2, 3 Moonwells now. That Moonwell is also drained. And Zhouxixi, even though he is ahead currently, is going to find himself low on mana in those Moonwells in the morning. All right, Goblin Alchemist now being used as the second hero to try and counteract the Breath of Fire. The Goblin Alchemist has an area effect heal similar to Blizzard, in that it deals damage it heals damage in an area regardless of friend or foe. So that, and it has to be challenged. So that is going to be perhaps a very, very big play there. There's a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire. The Breath of Fire a little bit off the mark there, not quite hitting all of the Footmen as he would have liked to, as now Zhouxixi trying to chase after all the units. Footman is a little bit slowed from that Drunken Haze, but it looks like he will be able to get away without a problem. Archers are in position, and now are we going to see a bit of an engagement again? No, Panda, now low on mana, needs to find a way to fight back here. Archmage, Goblin Alchemist, Footman, all now being healed up once more. Panda needs to come back in from the top, perhaps lay down another Breath of Fire, Drunken Haze combination onto all of these units, and hope that the damage really starts to add up. All right, the archers now need to back off here. Footman could be getting defend here in just a second as we are going into an Ancient of Wonders. All right, Archers needs to turn around. Ancient of Wonders suffering a lot of damage. This could be extremely bad news. There is not a Breath of Fire. There was a detonation onto the units there as a Breath of Fire does go down there. All right, Archers now running back once more. Another Water Elemental now dropped, as the Goblin Alchemist, with a very, very wide array of damage, now going to be coming over. We can see that we are looking at a Demon Hunter as the second hero, as an Ancient of Lore, could get canceled. Oh, yes, it was canceled just in time there as the Demon Hunter now out. All right, are we going to perhaps see a mana burn? Yes, mana burn onto the Goblin Alchemist. Alchemist now pretty much out of mana after the use of the healing spray. As we can see, so much damage has been added. All right, defend now, research. Mana burn onto the Goblin Alchemist to try and counteract so much healing. And that is going to really, really put a stop on all of those heals. That is so important. Archmage and the Alchemist, both of them need a lot of mana to really use their abilities. And with that Demon Hunter out on the field, I don't believe it's really going to be happening. All right, Troll Shadow Priest unable to heal himself enough damage. Archmage now able to stay alive as he does escape. Down over here, Ancient of War still walking around. Meanwhile, down over here, Mercenary Camp is up and operational for anything to be hired. I believe another Troll Shadow Priest is available, but I wouldn't be surprised if Zhouxixi, or I would be surprised if Zhouxixi actually got another one, as the time for Troll Shadow Priest most likely has passed. Coming forth once more, you can see the Demon Hunter sitting at level 1, Archmage sitting at level 2, Goblin Alchemist sitting at 1 as well, as they are just healing each other back and forth. A quick mana burn onto a sorceress as the Breath of Fire is coming in. So far, the slows have gone across all of the archers and all of the units of Zhouxixi. Dryads are now here as well, and now with some poison damage, some slow poison damage from those Murlocs, and now also the Dryads going to be joining in on the fight. This could be very important. Can the Dryads finish off a couple of units? That would be key, as you are seeing some of those Murlocs are getting taken down. Demon Hunter taking a bit of damage, now being forced to back off here. Panda is in position, but does not have mana either. Low mana Panda, or any low level, low mana Tavern hero is generally very, very weak. Dryad is now turning around the corner. We'll see if the Demon Hunter can engage against these units here, perhaps push this all the way back. Another wave of healing spray for the Alchemist, as the Alchemist keeping this army alive. In a war of attrition, those who can heal ends up winning, as they don't end up losing nearly as much as their opponents. All right, Moonwell, Ancient of Lore, Ancient of Wonders, Ancient of Lore off to the north here. We are looking at the Footmen now pushing their way through. Moonwell looking to hold against this, as the Demon Hunter has now rushed on in. All right, Footmen with defend. Really defending all of those attacks back. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter now looking to try and push through here. Are they going to be able to do enough? There's a Breath of Fire, but it doesn't really deal that much damage at all, as the priests are there to really recover all of that damage in an instant. Clarity Potion on the Panda. The Panda and the Demon Hunter are still battling it out here. Both of them are fairly even, but I gotta say that I think Human has the advantage, especially with Militia now coming in halfway across the field. Demon Hunter very low on hit points. Demon Hunter could get taken down there. Oh, not taken down yet, but it is pretty much out of mana. All the units are now running back. Supply is at 34 over 50 compared to 52 over 54. And Zhouxixi is at the mercy of Th000 right now, as Th000 is showing why he is one of the best players in the world. Ancient of Lore getting repositioned. Dryads perhaps not the best choice here, as the Dryads also deal piercing damage against those Footmen, and now with Riflemen for focus fire as well, those Dryads are not going to stand much of a chance. We are attempting to go to Tree of Eternity, but even with that upgrade underway, it is going to be quite some time before we can get mastery of Druid of the Claw for bears. Anything else to be trained right now from that Ancient of Lore is not going to be that useful at all, as the Footmen are with Defend still charging their way through. Yes, the Abolish Magic can get rid of the Water Elementals, but the Riflemen with Focus Fire will deal so much piercing damage, and those Dryads will not stand a chance, especially with the Footmen up front with Defend. capable of reflecting those poisoned arrows back. All right, let's take a look down over here. Zhouxixi. Now, Zhouxixi just able to, not do much. Bears are now being trained. You can see a second Ancient of Lore now being added, but it is going to be quite some time. And all Zhouxixi can do is really just try and hide inside his base, or just hide where the other's opponent army is not. But now with the scout towers being constructed, it's going to be that much harder. All right, Panda is in position. It looks like the scout towers will get taken down very easily. There it goes. And still more damage to be had. And it looks like another scout tower now taken down. Mana burn onto the Goblin Alchemist. Alchemist, however, with plenty of mana still. Rather high intelligence and high hit points. 270 mana on a level 1 hero, which is, I believe, comparable to an Archmage. All right. So far, the Alchemist sitting here trying to fend off this attack here. Demon Hunter now coming forward, getting in some easy shots. You can see the arrows raining down onto these riflemen, not to be confused with the rain, as the Breath of Fire now comes in once more. Zhouxixi is in a bit of trouble. I believe these guard towers will be completed, short of an Archmage just falling over, breaking his leg, and automatically dying. I cannot imagine that Th000 is going to lose this game. Th000 just has too much going on for him right now, especially with the guard towers in the base, and the Demon Hunter is unable to engage. Panda is still around, but the Panda never really got enough traction to take out all of these units, and there is the GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.